everyone. Welcome to Repairer of the Breach, where God is repairing a broken generation. I'm your host, Kimberly McAllister. And listen, today, the Word of God says, train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they are older, they will not depart from it. Listen, we have on the show with us today, Dekari Holland. He is 6 years old, and he's on the show with his father, Djavon Holland. And my nephew's name is Djavon, but they pronounce it differently, so I want to make sure I got it right. But he is on the show today because he wrote a book, and I'm telling you, he is doing some incredible things. I follow him on Instagram, Facebook, and I'm telling you, it's just all in the family. The gifts are there. His father is an author. He is an entrepreneur doing mighty things. And listen, you cannot tell me that you cannot do things that are seen impossible. They're possible through Christ Jesus. So right now, I'm going to introduce Dekari Holland and his father, Djavon Holland. Welcome them to the show. Hi, how you doing? And God bless.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. He is so
how
cute.
You doing?
Listen, Dekari, tell me, what was the reason why you decided to write this book? And tell us the name of the book.
All right, tell her the name of the book.
Being 6 Rocks by Dekari Holland.
Being 6 Rocks by Dekari Holland. That's awesome. So what was your reason for writing this book?
So I can show other kids that they can take their life serious now and do not wait for the 18.
Oh, wow, wow. And Dad, I know you know, he sees all the great things that you're doing. So it was probably like a no-brainer that that's, you know, what he should do, right?
Right.
So I wanted to ask you, what do you plan on doing this summer?
Making my book. Making my book and work, exercising, and get ready for first grade.
Oh, wow. And that's awesome. See, not many children your age are doing great things like that for the summer. Dad, I know you are very proud of him.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, you know, Dekari, I've been following you on Instagram and Facebook and everything. And I see that you're at the age of 6, you are actually making some serious money. What do you plan to do with that money?
Using it to pay for college.
Wow. Okay. You're going to have a lot of money by the time you get up there and it's time to go to college. And I'm quite sure, Dad, that, you know, that will take the load off of you also.
Yeah, it definitely will, you know, and I'm happy that he's actively, you know, pursuing it. You know, he's out every day. He's handing out his flyers, his business cards. Just last week, he talked to the football team in Norfolk. He talked to some doctors in the hospital. He actually ran into a teacher out here where he's from in PG County, Maryland, and she purchased the book from her, and she agreed to put his book throughout the schools out here in the public school system. So he's doing a lot. And one thing that you know, I'm proud that Breezework Publishing can help the kids with is not just making something, but it's teaching him how to market his product, you know, and actually, you know, how to get it out there himself. So I'm proud about that.
Yeah, that's right. And that's another thing that I did want to mention is that I'm very proud of you, because here you are, an African-American male, and you've already established a publishing company, you know, and I mean, say the name again. I want the people to know, because there's people out there, they want to write books, they don't know how to, and here you are being able to offer them some great work. Tell them the name again of the publishing company.
Yes, the name of the publishing company is Breezework Publishing. And what we do at Breezework Publishing is, besides publish books, we're particularly looking to publish young authors, and give them that start in life, that they wouldn't necessarily have. One thing I can say, I always go to Joe Biden, and what Joe Biden said, one of his State of the Union addresses, as a matter of fact, his first State of the Union address, is that we need to start educating the kids at a younger age, which is
That's right.
3 years old. That's what he said. We need to start getting them in before pre-K at 3 years
right.
old, and also offering them free college education,
Yes.
So for the kids, to start working towards their dreams now is a major thing, because a lot of us, as parents, we don't have time,
Right.
to actually, help the kids like how we want to help. We want to help our children, but between working and handling other things, it becomes a hassle, So to give the kids that opportunity to start really working towards something that they could do, or a career that they can stay with and pursue in their older years, it gives them a lot better head start than them starting or believing that they have to start when they become an adult.
You and I, we had a conversation before, and you hit it on the head about, having the time. And time is just so precious. And but because we do have to work and we do have other responsibilities, we end up shortchanging our children. But I think by you establishing your publishing company, that's going to be able, like, that's generational, that, that's going to allot you the time to be able to sow into your children. Your children would be able to sow into their children. And I really think that's great, because it's something that's much needed, that's not appreciated in today's society. Okay, so they know that when they publish the book, they could actually, get in contact with you. I want you to give them that contact information now.
Yes, well, the best way to get in contact with me is through my Facebook at Breezework Publish. That's BREZEWORK space PUBLISH, or my Instagram at Breezework_publishing. That's, you could, not only can you get in contact with me, but you can get in contact with Dekari and ask him any questions you want about his book, any comments, concerns, anything. You can ask him through the Facebook or Instagram. You can also, with the other artists we have Delano McAllister, 12-year-old who made design T-shirts. And then we also have 6-year-old Anon under Breezework Publishing, who's an actual artist, and he painted his own canvas, and all of these, not only does he have a canvas, but he also has a T-shirt that he made out of its painting. And all of this is available on breezeworkpublishing.com. That's another way to get in contact with me, and also to purchase the products. And these kids, each and every one of them, they did this, like how Dekari said, because they want to show other kids that they do not have to wait until they're 18 to start pursuing their dreams.
I agree. Now, Dekari, can you tell us a little bit about the book?
Shut up.
Can you tell us a little bit about the book and, what
it's about? Book is about?
It's about all the things what I like.
Oh, wow. What are some of those things that you like?
King Kong, monkeys, and Michael Jackson. And the first time I saw Michael Jackson dance is when I was 5.
Wow. He's an inspiration. He was an inspiration and still is an inspiration to you?
Yeah.
Yes. Is there anyone else that's an inspiration to you?
School is an inspiration to me.
Wow. What's your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is math.
Math? Oh, wow. Do you know math is one of the subjects that I run away from, and I'm an adult, and here you are embracing it? That's awesome. Was there
Yeah.
any nervousness when you were writing the book? Was there something that made you nervous that you felt like, I can't tell people that because they may think different of me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to tell it. That's between you and I and Dad, okay?
Okay.
But I'm so proud of you at the fact that even though there were some things that, you were probably nervous about sharing, you still opened up about some things that you wanted to share. So what are some of the things that you want to, our audience to know that's in the book?
I don't know.
Your video games.
Or video games.
Oh, okay. And that's something a lot of children can relate to. Yeah. So what do you like about video games?
I like Fortnite.
Okay. So does my grandson. Wow.
Yeah.
What is it like for you now? Has your life changed since you wrote the book? The attention that you get from adults. Like, what is the support like? Is it
Remember the
great?
guy that gave you the lemonade?
Yeah.
Tell her about the business guy.
Oh, come on, I want to hear it.
I was really proud when the guy gave me the lemonade because he knows that I worked so hard for this book.
Wow, that's awesome. How did that make you feel?
Good.
Yeah,
Does it make you want to write more books?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Do you realize the impact that you're having right now as a 6-year-old author?
Yes.
Yes. Well, I wrote like a couple of books, so I understand sometimes how it is, to write. You may think that people may not understand, but do you feel like people will be able to relate with you in this book?
Yes.
You think kids will like your book?
Yes.
But tell them that the kids will like your book.
The kids will like my book.
Yes, that's right. And listen, I know I'm going to like your book because I'm going to purchase a book, and I want my audience. We always talk about supporting people and supporting entrepreneurs, but here we are. We have a 6-year-old who is an entrepreneur, who's doing some incredible things. He's traveled, and actually, I mean, we have a man who actually brought lemonade to him and stuff, because evidently he sees that, we have not just a future author, but a future advocate, a future mentor who's not going to just pour into his family, but he's going to be pouring into other people's family. And what I want you to do, I want you to contact his father, and I want you to purchase his book. I don't want you to just say we support him by mouth. I want you to actually take your debit card, okay? And I want you to make a purchase into this young man's life. Dad, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I really wanted, because with the guy that gave the lemonade, he was actually the owner of the Thunder Burger and Bar on M Street down in Georgetown, Washington, D.C. And the story with this is that we was actually at the Amazon bookstore, and we was in front of the Amazon bookstore passing out his business cards. So Dekari was getting kind of discouraged because Georgetown is a pretty upscale neighborhood, and
right.
so a lot of people, were walking past him, not really taking his cards. So, before we came out there, I told him, I said, look, a lot of people are not going to want to take your cause. You know, they don't care that you're 6 years old. You have to
That's right.
speak up. You have to speak clear. You have to let people know what it is that you're trying to offer them. So when we got out there and, you know, it actually was happening that people was walking by, oh, no, thank you and stuff, he was kind of getting discouraged. But we seen the people next door, which is the bar next door to the Amazon bookstore, they was looking. So at first I'm like, maybe they don't want us here because we're in front of one of their tables and stuff. Maybe, you know, we're stopping their business. We're not going to be here too long, you know. So I was getting kind of discouraged because, you know, the lesson that I really want to teach, you know, my son and anybody who works for Breezework Publishing is that, you know, what you're doing, you have to be persistent with it, you know.
That's
and,
right.
you know, I didn't want him to lose, you know, that confidence. And I seen it going down.
That momentum, right?
Yes, it was going down, but lo and behold, you know, God works in mysterious ways, you know. Next thing we know, we look, you know, and we see somebody coming towards us, and it's one of the workers at the Thunder Bar. So he said, this lemonade is for the kid right here. The owner wanted him to have it. So we said, thank you so much. Didn't ask him, didn't have to pay for it or nothing. Next thing we know, the owner sent out every staff member that was inside of the bar, sent them over to Dekari, had every one of them take a business card from him. Not only did they take a business card, the owner came out, took a picture with Dekari. After we was about to leave, he let us stay out there for about 2 hours, handing the card out. They came checking on us. Are you okay? You need more drinks and stuff? Once we left, the owner came out, gave him some inspiration, said, look, kid, no matter what, hold your head up, give those business cards out, stay persistent, you're going to be successful. And it was just an encouragement for me, an encouragement for him. He came home, told his mom. Before that, I felt mad. But after he gave me the lemonade, I was happy, you know? So it made me feel good too, you know, just to know that, you know, we're not where we want to be, but we're going in the right direction.
You know what? Let me tell you something. You're right about that because, and Dekari, I want you to remember this, okay? You know, name a celebrity. Just name any celebrity that comes to your mind right now.
You, name a celebrity. Michael Jackson?
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Okay, let me share something with you. His father did the same thing that your dad is doing. His father saw something in him and he pushed and pushed and not in a bad way pushed, but in a good way. He pushed him towards what he knew that he would be. And see, the way God works is God will always, when we're feeling down, and I know because it's happened to me, it's happened to your dad, it's happened to so many people, it's happened to Oprah Winfrey, it's happened to Michael Jackson. The times that you're feeling down and you feel like you want to give up, God will always send someone your way to encourage you. See, those words that the owner spoke to you, even when you're asleep, you're going to hear those words when you're feeling down. And it's going to encourage you. Don't you ever give up. And when you feel down, that's when you're closer to your breakthrough. Because look, that happened, right? How long ago did that happen, Dad?
That happened about 3 days ago.
3 days ago, and now you're on a talk show, and millions of people are going to see this interview on Roku, on Vimeo, on YouTube, on Facebook, and any other paths that God, you know, wants the repairer of the breach to go. They're going to see your video. That's right. That's right. You should be smiling, right? Because God is good all the time. And you have a wonderful father there. Listen, you have some, I see you have some merch. You have some, not just books, Dad. I mean, what else? Tell the audience what else you have.
I also have Breezework apparel. And Breezework apparel consists of uh, shirts,
I
hats.
like
I have
that.
a hat right here.
Nice.
Official hats. Um, Watches. This is one of my watches right here. Breezework
I saw
apparel watch.
that.
Yep.
I was thinking about that. I was like, you better say watch, because I know I've seen you guys.
Yeah, I got watches, I got sneakers, I got women's clothes, jewelry. I have a lot of stuff. It's on breezeworkapparel.com. That's where they could come and see everything at.
Breezework.com. I want y'all to
Breezework
go up
Apparel.
there. I
Yep.
want you to see what he is doing, because he has an awesome testimony within itself. And we did that testimony. We got over 10,000 views and stuff because of the testimony, you know, of what God did in his life. And I mean, 100% turnaround. Awesome. I mean, you cannot tell me that God is not good. You cannot tell me that God does not work. He works. And you know what? You have given God something to work with. You're not sitting around feeling sorry for yourself, pity party, or nothing like that. You know, you're just reaching out. And I know there's times where you probably are not sure, you know, what to do. What happens in those times when you're not sure what direction to go with what you're doing, Dad?
When those times hit, and when they hit hard, you know, and you know, I'm not gonna say everything is cookies and candy right now, because it's
Right.
not. It's still the process, you know, and stuff.
Right.
Just like when God, you know, gave the children of Israel the promised land, you know, it wasn't just handed to them on a platter. They had to work for that
That's work.
promised land, you know.
That's right.
So you know, I know every day it's the process, and we have to get up every day and work through the process. And the process is tough, it's strenuous, it's every day is, you know, will today be the day, or are we actually doing this for something, or are we doing this for nothing? And not just do I get frustrated, you know, my family feels the frustration, you know, from me, you know, but they hang in here with me, you know, like my son here, he hangs in here with me. My girl, she hangs in here with me, you know. Her mother hangs in here with me. She's actually the one, you know, we was talking on the phone, because she supports me a lot. You know, whenever a book comes out, she say, look, get me a copy. Or you got a new hat out, get me one. Shoes, get me one. So she called me one day. She said, I got an idea. You ever thought about seeing if Dekari wanted to write a book? And I said, you know what? Thank you so much, because Dekari, like I told you last show, he was my inspiration for writing the children's books. But he always told me, when I get older, Dad, I want to write me a book.
Right.
Why wait? You know, why wait? So she was the motivation behind, you know, come on, son, let's sit down, you know.
Right.
Let's see you write your first book, you know. Tell me all the things you like. Put them down on a piece of paper, you know.
And that's, you know, I'm gonna tell you, I look at my children, and I look at other people's children, and I like the way you said that. Why wait? Get them started now in the things that they love to do, because you know what? Back in the days, you know, in the Bible days, I'm quite sure there weren't careers, but people had gifts and they had talents, and they used those gifts and talents to be able to bring, you know, monies into the household, you know. So I
Right.
think that you're right. Why wait? Why wait? That's what's gonna make, that is what's making Dekari stand out, is that he's not waiting until he gets older. And believe it or not, Dekari, there are some people who are older who've never, they don't even have that boldness to do what you're doing. And they're like 50 and 60 years old, and they've never fulfilled any of their dreams. But you're going to be able to say, I did that at the age of 6. I became an author at the age of 6. Isn't that great?
Yes.
Yes, I'm telling you. So let me ask you this. When it comes to your friends, do you feel like sometimes they may look at you differently since you became an author, or do they look up to you of being an author?
They look up to me.
Put your hands down.
They look up to me to being an author.
Right. And you understand that right now you're, you're being trained by your dad, and what he's telling you is positive things. And how do you feel about that?
Good.
You feel good?
Yeah. I got a question for you.
Yes.
I also made a shirt too.
You made a shirt too?
Yeah.
So your question,
Wow.
can you show your shirt?
Yeah.
Please, please show the shirt, and I want to see the book also.
See that?
Look
You
at
show
that.
Show the book.
Look at that. Show the book. Let me see the book. Bring it in more. Yes.
So put it close so she can see.
Put it closer and bring it
There you
down.
go. See that?
Bring it
Yeah.
down. Bring it down some more. There you go. Now, Dekari, move your hand because I want them to see everything.
Watch your hand. Watch out.
Breezework Publishing presents Being Age 6 Rocks.
All right, sit down.
Awesome. Awesome. So you have t-shirts too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Now, so what are some of the favorite things that you like to do? I know you like to play games. You like to be on games, but what else would you like to do? What do you see yourself doing in the future?
Dancing.
Oh, okay. All right. You like to dance?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So you want to be like a choreographer? You want to teach people how to dance?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's great. So Dad, what are some of the other things that you're teaching him? Because, I mean, you're an entrepreneur, and I mean, you and I both being entrepreneurs and stuff, we've seen the downfalls, we've seen the outfalls. We wake up in the morning, we take risks, we try things out. So what are some of the new things that you're trying out and teaching Dekari?
We work a lot with YouTube, and on YouTube, what we look at is recently what we've been looking at is money management. How to manage your money. How do rich people think as opposed to poor people? How do they think?
Yes.
And some of the things that he's learned on there, is that rich people don't spend their money on a lot of things that poor people spend their money on.
Go ahead now. That's you know what? We're gonna have to do a show on that too, because I'm learning. I'm learning. You're right. Go ahead now. I'm the student and you're the teacher.
Yeah, so we look a lot at that. We also look at a lot of politics. We look at a lot of political shows like George Washington, the founding of the nation, how the nation began,
Right.
Things like that, the Constitution, because I feel as though it is very important. It is very important for kids and us as Americans, period. It doesn't matter if we're black, white, yellow, Asian, whatever you are, it's important to know the laws of your land. And that's actually, something that when God came to Moses, he was very persistent with telling Moses, make sure you keep the laws on the hearts and tongues of these people, because if they forget, then that's going to be the destruction of the nation. And, it's that's one thing we heavily go over. We heavily go over the laws, character, how to carry yourself, how to be polite, how to be respectable, These things count. Your character heavily counts.
Yes, because I think that's very important. See, because I mean, with the Black Lives Matter movement, there's been a lot of change with George Floyd, upon his death, and, I still pray comfort for his family. There's been a change that's taken place in this land where there's a lot more African Americans or Africans who are actually starting businesses. We are now embracing who we are as a people. And so in order to embrace that, you must know the past in order to be able to go forth in the future, so that, we can, Dekari and children his age, they can stand on our shoulders. And your son, he's able to stand on your shoulders because of what you're teaching him. I love the fact too that you do dig into history. I've seen it. I've seen you post it, and even things that you have taught me, as far as history. So in the future, you plan to do what? What else do you see yourself doing? Because you're an entrepreneur, so I know you got more things in store.
Yes, definitely. Like I said, with Breezework Publishing, definitely look forward to working with the children, giving the children that path that they need to establish themselves for their future self, because it's one thing, you have a lot of organizations and a lot of programs out here, and that's just all that they're doing. They're just programming these kids, not giving them, and this is why a lot of kids be uninterested in these programs, because these programs are not giving them actual foundation for them to utilize what they're learning. Here at Breezework Publishing, I give the kids a way to utilize what they're learning. Dekari, for every book that he sells on Amazon, because the books are on Amazon and stuff, every book that's sold on Amazon, he makes $3 a copy. He makes $3 a copy, each and every book that he sells, That way, by him doing that, I don't put in the work for him. He made the book, he's marketing the book. When I'm teaching him, you don't market that book, you don't get your book out there, you don't speak, you don't hand out your cards, you don't get paid.
And so he understands, you made that firm with him, and he understands that, right?
Yes, he clearly understands that. And he, like I said, he's enjoying it. Some days it's tough, but for the most part, he's enjoying it, and he likes the fact that, man, I could get this much money. If I sell this many books, then I can get this much money. Yeah, you can get that. It's not, I don't get this money. This is your money. So when you make this money, this is your money, Now, like you said, it will go towards his college funds. So he know, this ain't going on towards Fortnite,
Right. Because college is expensive, and I feel like when you have to come out your own pocket, when it's your money, you have more appreciation for it. You have more respect for it. But if you have your parents paying for everything, then you have no respect for that money because you didn't have to work hard for it. So I think that's great what you're doing, because it's much needed. Not even to speak of the fact that there are even fathers who are not being fathers to their children, and these children are craving fathers like you, to be under your wing and to learn.
Definitely, I definitely understand that, because my father, he just passed away, as last year. Right before the corona really hit hard, he passed away, and that really took a toll on me, because like I tell my son, I could count on my fingers how many times I've seen my father in my life, but my father by far wasn't an ignorant man. He knew a lot, and I just grieve over how much that I miss by him not being in my life. I could have learned or been so much further ahead with just a quarter of the teachings that he could have taught me. I wouldn't be recreating a wheel right now.
So you see So you see the importance of how truly important it is for fathers to be in their child's life, because you experience not having your father in your life. You know, some men may think, it's no big deal, they'll get over it, but they don't understand the impact. So, but it seems like you understand that impact now.
Definitely, I understand. I believe it's a lot of men my age that understand that they have to be here for their kids. You know, they have to be here. It's tough. It's tough on these women out here. You know, even if you're working and you're making a nice, decent salary, you know, money doesn't replace time, or it doesn't replace the education that you could give these kids. You know, money is just, you know, a big help in providing a roof over their head or the place for the learning to take place, but the actual learning has to take place. And fathers know that they have to play their role, you know, in providing that education, providing that structure in their kids' life, you know, and putting in that time, you know. And a lot of men, you know, that are my age are trying to work with their kids to stop that pipeline,
Yes.
pipeline from, you know, being pushed out of school to being pushed right into a jail cell. You know,
Right.
we are trying to stop that pipeline, you know, and the only way for us to stop that pipeline is to start educating these kids now,
Yes,
you know.
that's right. Dekari, I want to ask you, how does it feel to have your father in your life?
It felt good to have my phone.
You like being with your dad and doing things with him?
Yes.
And he's an inspiration to you too?
Yes.
Do you see yourself in the future helping him to run his business?
Yes.
Sure, he helps me run it now. He gives, like I said, he's an inspiration. Well, has been the inspiration to my children's books coming out. You know, he always tell me, him and Delano, they always tell me when I make a shoe, oh, that looks good, you know, or make a hat, oh, that looks good, you know, and or they'll tell me like, no, we don't really like that, you know. We think it should be this way or this color, you know. So they definitely help a whole lot, you know. So like I said, it's only right that if you do your part of the work, you get your fair share of the rewards.
Right, right. I think you're doing an awesome job. I really do. And I'm just like so proud of you. You know, I'm so proud of you that you get it. You know what I'm saying? You get it. And you're not being selfish and just holding on to all this information by yourself. You know, you want to pour into the youth, because let's face it, there's not a lot of people that are pouring into our youths, and they end up going an opposite direction in which they really should be going. You know, I mean, I don't know. I feel like you could be running a youth center, you know, like I really do. Do you see yourself like running a youth center that will like incorporate all of Breezework?
Well, what I do intend on starting is Breezework Charity Foundation. And what the Charity Foundation would do is donate books and other things to children's hospitals, foster homes, juvenile facilities, public and private schools, YMCA centers. I also look forward to working with any and all mayors, governors, boards of educations, especially, you know, not just here in the DC area, PG County area, Baltimore area, but also in the New York area, in the California area, all across America. You know, if you're looking, you know, for a speaker, you know, because like I said, I don't just speak, Dekari speaks as well. And he just, Norfolk, Virginia, we talked to the Sun Devils, the football team. The coach let us come out there. Once he seen what Dekari was doing, he said, yeah, man, after practice, they're going to come on over, sit on the bench. They're going to hear what you guys say.
That's
They came
awesome.
over. They
That's
listen to
awesome.
Dekari, you know, because what he's doing is not just giving a book, you know what I'm saying? And what those kids is doing is not just for the football field. This can apply to their life, you know? And
Yes.
you know, not just working hard on a football field, but working hard at home, you know? Working hard
Right.
there, working hard towards your dream. So that's the motivation that Breezework Publishing looks to manifest and grow that energy throughout the United States, then the world.
And like I said, I think it's really so important. And the word of God says, speak those things that be not as though they were. And I believe that God has given everyone the ability to be able to build on what he's put on the inside of us anyway, you know. So what other things do you hear Dekari saying that, you know, that he wants to do, or other dreams that he has on the inside of him? And how do you balance many different things, you know, or how would you want to balance different things that he's going to do, because he's going to do some incredible things?
Yes. Well, with that, the balance comes in that we have to separate what's fun now, you know, to what's long lasting, you know, or what's something that you could be persistent with through the long haul, you know.
Right.
And like he say, dancing is fun, you know. It's the frenzy that all the kids are going through right now. Even the video games, when they play the video games,
Yeah, the
they not
Fortnite.
right. They're not picking the character unless the character got special dance moves. So,
Right.
you know, dancing is a phase, you know. It'll come, it'll go, you know. But books is something that'll be here forever. You know, he could look back when he's 18 and say, man, I really wrote that when I was 6, you know? And it's something that, you know, he's
Yeah.
talking about writing another book, you know? So he can write, like I told him, like, this don't stop at one book. You could do as many books as you want to, you know?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, because you know what? I don't know about you, but I know when it took me, I was really intimidated about writing. But once I wrote the first book, it made me want to write more. Was it like that for you,
Yes,
Dad?
once I wrote my first book, you know, I was excited about it, you know, and then once it got published, oh man, I was, you know, like I said, I was with my girl and she went to work and I had to turn around, go back to the job, you know, just to give her a hug because I was so happy, you know, that the book came out, you know, and it made me feel good because, you know, as Black people, we don't own a lot of stuff, you know,
Right,
so
right.
justice, and this is one lesson my mother, you know, has been teaching me. It's good to see your name on something, you know,
Yes.
and you
Yes.
know, even if I don't see my name on a property, you know, or see my name on, you know, something like that. I see my name on these books, you know, and the feeling that I get to know, like, this is something that, you know, I can forever be remembered by, you know. It's a great feeling.
Yes, yes, yes. Can you please name the books that you have written?
Oh yeah, I got Court Out of State, you know, which is my biggest book. I have C, which is my next book after Court Out of State, and C was basically a book that was inspired from my brother. He passed away in 1999, and he passed away. He was coming home from work, and you know, an altercation happened between his family member and one of the guys in the New York neighborhood in Yonkers, New York. So he had broke up the fight. I guess one of the guys that was, you know, mad about the altercation came back, caught him the next day coming home from work, and shot him in the head, you know, and that was in 1999. Well, I was talking to my niece's mother, you know, which is his child, and she was telling me like, oh yeah, I still have his pictures that he drew. So I was like, oh yeah, I never knew he drew pictures. I would like to see him. So when I seen him, it was just like something came over me like, this is a book, you know? So I kept asking her, like, look, can I please make a book out of this? Can I please make a book? So she was like, you know what? Go ahead, make a book, you know? And when I looked at the pictures, and out of those pictures, she sent me about 12 pictures. Out of those pictures came a 100-page book called C, you know? And C was his nickname. That was his artist name, you know? C, you know? So that's where the book came from. It's like how an art gallery is, you know? When you know, you go to one of these expensive art galleries and they throw the art on the wall, they ask a person, well, what do you perceive from this picture? And then they can tell you what they perceive, and it's like, wow, you see all that out of the pictures. Well, when I saw his pictures, I seen so much, you know, and I wrote about it, you know, and then the purpose of that book is to get others to see what's actually, you know, beyond what you're looking at, you know?
Wow. What other books? Because I know you have some children's books too.
Yes, the first children book I wrote was Wonderful Life, and that was inspired by Dekari, you know, because he used to always ask, what is life? What is life? You know, why I can't see life, you know, and stuff. So we always used to go, you know, with life, you know, and then after that, I was just like, you know what? That's a book right there, Wonderful Life. So that's how that book came about.
What's the next book?
The next book after that was Bedtime Numbers, because, you know, once again with Dekari, you know, he was like 4 years old around that time, and we was going over numbers and stuff. So we would go over the numbers, watch YouTube, do the flashcards. So that's how that book came about, Bedtime Numbers, because we would always do it before he would go to bed, you know? So that's how that came about.
Daddy?
Wow.
I have a question for her.
Sure.
We did a YouTube, and then this thing count to 100, and I don't know how to count to 100.
He's talking about the numbers we used to watch on YouTube. It's 0 to 100, and we used to watch that every day. And like I said, this is during the process of us going over numbers. And you know, it got him at 4 years old. You know, it put into his head, count to 100. So that's why he, you know, likes the numbers a lot.
And now I know how to
say that again.
Now I know how to count to 1,000.
Wow, you're a smart young man. You're a smart young man. I'm so proud of you. Well, listen, that's why I named this show Train Up a Child in the Way That They Should Go. This young man is doing some incredible things. Dekari Holland, his father, they're just doing some incredible things. But we're at the end of our show right now, and I'm so thankful that you were able to come on, Mr. Businessman. So listen, that's our show for today. Tune in next time for Repairer of the Breach, where God is repairing a broken generation. Do me a favor, stay blessed. Thank you for coming. Bye.